Good evening, YouTube model railroader fans. I'm Ray. Welcome to the Boeville in Newtown. Jeez and crackers. Welcome to the Boeville in Newtown's vlog number 2 for 2018. It happens to be Sunday, the 21st of January. Yay! So, anywho. My chair just dropped. Okay, anyway, so on vlog number 1 for this year, kind of gave everybody a little bit of an update on some things that I had heard about the YouTube model builders, mainly the live show, how they're going to kind of step back for a little bit and let their other shows kind of take up the slack, which they've basically been doing. Apparently the live show, just besides the watchers, I mean, there's plenty of people watching, but there wasn't enough people to... They were having a hard time getting people on the show and so on and so forth, and, you know, either it being the wrong time, didn't have the equipment to do it, you know, so on and so forth, a whole bunch of different things. So I kind of laid things out a couple weeks ago, and I know it's been a couple weeks, and I told you all in the beginning, I told you all a couple weeks ago, it may be, this year's vlogs might be a little sporadic, to say the least, but, so, I kind of mentioned doing something a little bit different, and I think I know what I'm going to end up doing, and I kind of put a blurb up on Facebook and on Facebook on the YouTube Model Builders and the Friends of the Boeville Newtown group pages, also on the Budget Model Railroader page, and basically what it is it's going to be. I'm going to start doing a live show. There's the laser. Sorry. Anyway, I'm going to do a monthly live show. They may not, it may not be on this. They may not be a complete month apart. It might be a little bit shorter. It might be a little bit longer. It depends on how things are going in my world. But it's basically the way I've plugged this thing for the moment is it's Ray's Basic Model Railroading techniques for the budget-minded model railroader. And some of the things that I did when I built the present Boeville in Newtown, and things that I'm going to do when I build the new Boeville in Newtown. Some of the construction techniques and some of the things that I know that work for me, I'm going to probably do those again. The things that didn't work, obviously, those are going to go by the wayside, and I'll figure something else out. But basically, and I keep doing that, but here's my plan. The first show, every good model railroad has to start with a firm bench work. Everything starts with the bench work. The better the bench work, the better the rails the rails sit on there. The better the trains run. The better the trains run. The better things work out all the way around. So I'm going to go into the techniques of the different styles and the different types of bench work. That's going to be episode 1. So just a heads up that's what that's going to be. And I'm shifting the camera here a little bit, folks. So that's really what episode 1 is going to focus on, is bench work. You know, how to do it. What are the different techniques? And to be honest, the more and more I've thought about this whole thing, and I know that there's a couple other guys out there that have kind of done the same thing, and you know, Model Railroader magazine has always had articles, and Lynn Westcott had a book years ago, and so on and so forth. And things have changed over the years. And you know, I've been sitting here as I ramp up the possibilities of redoing this this railroad down here. I've been going back through my Dream Plan Build videos that I'd gotten from Model Railroader before I canceled the subscription years ago. That's another story for another time. But ultimately, the thing of it is, folks, and anybody who's watching from any of the Facebook pages, to be honest with you, you ask 10 people, you're probably going to get at least 6 different answers, maybe 7, maybe 8, or maybe even 10. This is model railroading. This is a hobby. First and foremost, it's a hobby. You're supposed to have fun with it. I come down here and I have a lot of comedy. That's my part of having fun with this, because there are things on this present layout that drive me absolutely insane because they didn't turn out the way that they were supposed to. One of them is, and it was mentioned in and I've got to do a real big shout out here. Let me pause, time out, cut. One huge shout out to Mr. Tom Kvichak, who was up here back in December and had taken like 40 minutes of video of the Boeville in Newtown, cut it back to about 21 minutes, and posted that video up a couple weeks ago. And he did an outstanding job with it. Thank you very much, Tom. Very appreciated. It was interesting to me to see my railroad from somebody else's perspective. So that was really cool. Thank you very much. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it down at the bottom here. But, you know, I mentioned to him some of the things that I had come across when I built this thing, and the fact that it's not right. It's not 100% what I wanted. It was enough to get me up and running, and yeah, I can do some things with it, but it's not what I wanted. Thus the reason why I want to tear it down and redo it. Think I'm going crazy. But that'll be, you know, going back here a little bit. Layout construction is going to be episode 1, because everything starts with the bench work. Everything starts with that layout construction. If you don't build it right to start off with, everything else down the line it's just going to cause you all sorts of problems. So that'll be episode 1. And to kind of give you a little bit of a heads up what my thoughts are, at least in the grand scheme of things, well, what's the first thing you do after you build the bench work? Well, the next thing you do is you lay the track. So we're going to go over the different style track and wiring the track. So that'll be episode 2. That'll be a dual episode. That's kind of what's going to be coming up. That'll probably be maybe February, early March. Not sure yet what's going to happen there. I'll keep everybody posted on that one. But, you know, that's what I want to do. The very first one is going to be on bench work, how I did mine, the different style bench works that are out there. Of course, I won't be able to show them all. I mean, if there's plenty of video out there to go ahead and you know, you can Google it and you'll get all sorts of answers, and probably more questions than not. But that's the other thing too, is the fact that, you know, this is a hobby. We're here to help each other. That's what it's about. You know, to learn from my mistakes so that you don't make the same ones. But that's a big one. And then moving on from there. So, you know, like I said, the first episode will be bench work. The second one will be on track work, which is something I'm not very good at. But we'll go over the different style track and how to wire it up. And like I said, now this is going to be strictly DC stuff, folks. This isn't going to be digital command controlled. We're talking straight old school, direct current, you know, throw the toggle switch. So I've got some ideas as to how I'm going to kind of show that, because obviously I can't take my layout apart to show you exactly how I did it. So I'm going to have to, you know, I'll bring over some spare pieces of track and I'll show you how it's all wired up and how it's done. So, like I said, that'll be episode 2, track and wiring, because they kind of have to go hand in hand, because you have to wire the track at the same time you're laying it, for the most part. You can kind of do it afterwards, but with some of the things that gets a little tricky. So, and then on to episode 3, that will probably start going into the different scenery elements and things of that nature, and so on and so forth. So I've kind of got an idea as to how I'm going to do the first couple of videos, and if anybody's got some ideas, hey, don't be afraid to shoot them over to me. I'll take them under advisement, and we'll move forward. If there is something that you want to see in these episodes that are going to be coming up, these live episodes, and I'll give everybody a heads up as to when they're coming. The date and the time. It'll be all over Facebook and so on and so forth, and to kind of give you all a good idea, the first live episode will be, I'm going to say right now, tentatively, it'll be Saturday evening, probably around 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I might decide to push that back to maybe 8:30. But I'll try and put something up on YouTube and so on and so forth as to when that show is actually going to start. So that way everybody gets an idea, and that way they can pop in and see exactly what's going on and what I'm presenting. So I'm hoping this works. We're gonna give it a shot. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it does work, great. We'll keep on going with it. So. With that being said, that's really the only updates I've got for this week. So I think we're looking at the 26th. So January 26th, around 8:30, somewhere between, I'm going to say 8, but let's just put it this way. We're going to make the decision right here, right now. January 26th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when the show is going to start. And if I'm late, you can shoot me. I'm hoping I have all the technical bugs figured out by then. So, Saturday, January 26th, 8 p.m. Eastern. And that's what we're going to roll with. So, and the first episode will be on bench work. And the different styles of bench work. And why some people do what they do, and why other people do something completely different. So, with that being said, folks, you all know the deal. You wait for the highball. Green tracks ahead. We'll catch you all next time. Have a good one. Be safe. God bless. See ya.